the last couple of days have seemed cold to me, but for a guy that played 24 years in some other stuff, what's this like heading into December? How you're into your body? How does it feel as a result? All that.
Yeah, the last couple of days have felt like early October mornings, where I've been in the Northeast for a long time. So I've been loving wearing a hoodie for a couple days, and but it's amazing, just to be at this point in the season and then to still be outside practicing today turned into a beautiful day. And I know we have a warm one coming up on Sunday. So, I always kind of came down to Florida in the late in the year. We always played the Dolphins. They were in our conference, and it was pretty tough to adjust to. And just being in it, really prepares you kind of for the heat, because it definitely takes a toll if you're not used to it. But I've loved just being outside every day. And I think being a native Floridian, I was a native Californian for a long time in my life, and went away from it for about 25 years. And you won't catch me dead living in the Northeast anymore. So I'm loving the warm weather, and just it's just a great it's been a great feeling.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go over to Scott Reynolds.
Hey, Tom, your experience in this offense has grown as the season's got on, and both Bruce and Byron have said that you have the ability to change plays at the line of scrimmage based on what you're seeing. I wanted to find out from you how often that occurs in a game, 5 times, 10 times, more than that, and is that something that you find yourself doing with more frequency now that you have a better understanding of the offense?
Yeah, I think just understanding, obviously getting a feel for our offense, and then getting a feel for how to, change a route concept or protection or a play, pass to run, run to pass. If you're getting a particular look, it's really impossible for a coordinator to call a play with 30 seconds and think that it's a perfect play versus everything that the defense can do too. So the defense has a lot of variety of calls on any given play, and there's no perfect play for every defense. So, the part of the quarterback's responsibility is to make sure we're snapping the ball into a play that has a high degree of success. If it doesn't, then you've got to be able to do something to put the team in a position so it's not a wasted play or a non-productive play. If you do that too many times, you do it on first down and you don't gain yards, then, you have 2 downs to get 10 yards, which is a lot tougher to do than having 3 downs to get it. So I think from a quarterback standpoint, you always want to put your team in the best position, because you're the one that has the final say out there in terms of what plays it is and how to be productive within the scheme of the play. And that comes with a lot of communication, and that comes with a lot of, time doing it in practice. So it's just something we're continuing to get used to, and I'm getting more comfortable and confident as the season's going. And, it's just, we're going to have to keep building on it.
All right, we're going to go over to Greg.
Hey, Tom, you talked about obviously the weather being different. This is a time of year where a lot of those Patriots teams, you're just battling for seeding in the playoffs or first round bye. Knowing that this is a team that's now battling to get into the playoffs right now, how much more of a motivation is that to have such riding on all these December games that you have ahead?
I think the reality is you're battling to improve every week. And it really doesn't matter if you're improving in, let's say you have a great record to this point. It's not a big deal. I've been on a lot of teams where we were 10-0 and then we lost, we finished 12-4. You lose 4 of your last 6 and then don't play well going to the playoffs. You finish 12-4, which is pretty good. But at the end of the day, you're not playing very well going into an important time because you didn't improve, or maybe you lost ground from where you were earlier in the year. I've been 5-5. The first time I was on a championship team, we were 5-5 through 10 games, and then played really well down the stretch. So what you got to do is you got to have competitive stamina, and you've got to have the ability to compete every day and through whatever the situation might be. And no one feels good about losing football games. That's not why we're here. We're here to win games. But you got to learn from the losses so that you can put yourself in a better position as you move forward. And we've had a lot of learning that's gone on this year. And I know we all wish we were 12-0 at this point. It's not the reality. We haven't deserved it. We haven't played to that level. But what we have has an opportunity to learn about, each other, what things we're productive at, what we haven't been productive at. And hopefully now, having a week off, understanding, how we need to approach these things going forward, we can play better, really our best football. And that's what December is all about. So we can continue to improve, and wherever that takes us. It's going to be up to us to earn it. No one's going to give you anything in the NFL. It's too competitive. It's too tough. Every week is a challenge. Every week presents different challenges for you as a team, whether it's an offense, defense, special teams, all of it combined. The better teams you play, the less margin of error you have. And, we're still working to improve, as I would say most teams are. And if any team thinks they've got it figured out, then, we'll see where that at the end. At the end of the year, there's only going to be one team that's happy with the way the season ends. So, there's a lot of time between now and that time of the year. And I think for us, it's just focused on having a good day of practice and putting ourselves in a good position to be able to compete this particular week.
All right, we're going to go over to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Tom, something Rojo said to us the other day kind of stuck with me. He said that you told teammates there aren't any rookies anymore, that, everybody's got to step up right now. I'm just wondering if you could elaborate a little bit more on what you kind of told your teammates to get you guys ready for these next 4 games and possibly beyond.
Well, I talk to them all the time. You're the quarterback, so naturally you have a forum to do that, and I try to impart whatever I can on them, whether a young player, again, the people before me gave me a lot of great thoughts, things for me to try to improve either physically, mentally, emotionally, how I could be the best I could be for the team. That's what I try to do with my teammates. So I probably tell them a lot of things over the course of the week, in the huddle, out of the huddle, between meetings and so forth. And, I have a good rapport with all those guys. I know, I have a lot of trust in them. They have a lot of trust in me. And you just try to keep building on that. But it's important for all of us. I mean, we're all here to do a job. And, we're here to win. We're here to compete. We're here to bring our best every day. And again, even if you lose, which is frustrating for everybody, you can't let that affect you for the following week. You still got to come in here determined, confident, be ready to put your best foot forward the next week. And for the most part, we've done that even after losses. And we're going to have to really do that here coming down the stretch. We're in the 4th quarter of the season. We got 4 games left to prove what this team can be, what we can make of this season. And it's up to us. There's nobody that's going to do it for us.
We have time for a few more. Next is going to be Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Tom, I was talking to Kirk Cousins earlier this week, and he was asked if he remembered your first Super Bowl win. And he said, yeah, he remembered watching it at his friend's house. And and then he goes, I was in the 7th grade. And I know none of that's new, but sometimes you hear these guys say it. And even I was like, oh my God, where did this time go? Do you hear those comments still? I mean, do you tune them out at this point, or do you hear those ever and go, yeah, how am I playing against this guy that was in the 7th grade when I was winning my first Super Bowl?
I get that a lot. I think it's pretty cool, actually. So, I think I'm out there today practicing, thinking, how cool is it that I'm still doing something that I love to do? And I know the day that I'm not doing it, I'm going to miss going out there and throwing the football with the greatest athletes in the world, out on a beautiful groomed practice field, in a beautiful environment. And, it's been something. Playing football has been an amazing part of my life, and the relationships that I've had with my teammates, the coaches I've had. I think the memories that you create are really something unique and special. And I think when that day ends, it'll be very difficult for me. I know that. So I try not to take it for granted. And I try to go out there and do the best I could do every day. And I love practicing. I love playing. I love throwing the football. I love trying to improve at the game. I love trying to improve in different ways, sometimes, learning different things from different people and learning different ways to do things. I've had a lot of teammates I've played with over the years. I've had, coaches, a different set of coaches to learn from in this past season, which has been really enjoyable for me. And, hopefully I have a lot of football left to play.
All right, we're going to close out with one from Anthony Biasi.
Tom, I wanted to ask you about the Navy SEAL Foundation. I know I had a chance to meet Robert O'Neill one time, and it was a conversation I'll just never forget. So I wanted to ask you if there was a moment in which you cherish about that foundation, which caused you to have you support them and you have it on your cleats?
Yeah, they're one of the 4 foundations I put on my cleats for the My Cause My Cleats initiative, and it's I've had a lot of interaction with a lot of different guys over the years, and I just appreciate everything they do for us in our country, and I've tried to support them in different ways and had a few unique experiences with those guys where I've learned a lot from them and been a part of a few of their training missions and so forth. So just seeing the discipline and the determination they have, I think is very inspiring for me. And I'm always looking for ways to, look at myself and see how I can improve myself, how I can improve my attitude. And, those guys have some of the greatest, strongest attitudes that you can have. And that's through a lot of training and through a lot of discipline. And, they pay the ultimate price when it doesn't go well for them. And, you look at us as football players, when it doesn't go well for us, we get a chance to go out the next week and, play another game. When it doesn't go well for them in their job, it's a very sad day. So there's a different level of discipline and concentration for them, and the stakes are a lot higher. And I think I just always want to show them the support that they deserve, because they're doing a lot of things that they love to do, that they're prepared and disciplined to do. And I think for us as athletes to go out there and represent them in a way that, gives them some enjoyment and entertainment and gives them something to root for. And just, I want them to know how much we appreciate what they do and how much we want to support what they're doing as well.
All right, that's all for today. Thanks, Tom.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you guys. Have a good week.